Whoa, I actually almost dropped my computer there. But so, this sucks. It's like 2 hours after I recorded the last video, and it's still not done uploading. I've been having all sorts of problems. Nothing is working whenever I try to snip something so that, like, I don't have to, like, upload a 20-minute video for each question. Like, I can have each question uploaded individually. It fails, and I just really want to die. I'm, like, really gonna cry. And I started recording the next video, and then I didn't like my answers, and I got tired of my own voice, and I'm like, okay, I've done enough for the night, I'll do more tomorrow. And now I'm here. It's an hour later, and my thing still isn't uploaded. So I'm going to do more. Okay, Sonia, I'll get back to your questions, because I'm still not sure if I'm going to use this shit I already recorded. It kind of sucked, but whatever. So first, my brother's Peach asked 2 more questions. She said, wait, I was sleepy and wanted to make you answer a silly dating show style question. Instead, explain your understanding of mules. So this is a friend who's very kind to me and very good at helping shield my foibles from the outside world and not trying to bring them up again and again and again and again and again. Basically, we're talking about mules, and I don't know about you, but I always thought mules were just like a horse. Like, it's just like another word for horse. Or like another word for donkey. I don't really know the difference between a horse and a donkey, so I just figured it was like one of those 2 things. And it's just another name. It's like, you know, like bull and cow are like the same animal. It's just one's a male or whatever. And so I just assumed that a mule is like the same thing as a horse or a donkey. It turns out it's a mix. It's like a horse and a donkey had a baby. And that's really weird to me. I didn't know that horses and donkeys could breed. And, like, apparently there's, like, a lot of interspecies breeding. Like, did you know that the zorses in A Song of Ice and Fire, the black and white striped zorses that I thought George R.R. Martin had made up in place of zebras, he decided to make up a fake species called zorses instead of just having zebras? It turns out, actually, it's when a horse mates with a zebra, you get a zorse. So that's like a real thing that exists. Like, it okay, like there are like all these like crossbreeds, and some of them have really funny names. She was fleeing them all at me, and she told me she was gonna put some fake ones in there too, because I would just believe anything. You know, you could just be like Zorse, Ponky, you know, Higgledy-Piggledy, dinosaur, you know, and I would just be like, wow, yeah, sounds legit. I mean, if a Zorse is a real thing, why not all these other things? There's like a liger, is like a real thing. I thought that was like a joke thing made up by Napoleon Dynamite. So yeah, so she my brother's Peach, she thinks it's funny that like our conversation went like, she asked me like 3 times, like, are you messing with me? Wait, did you really not know that? Are you messing with me? Are you making this up? And I'm like, you're making me feel really bad. I really didn't know that. She just kept being like, really? No, you're trolling me, right? And it's like, no, what the fuck is a mule? How am I where do you learn about mules? You know, apparently in her school system, she learned about animals and their anatomy. But see, in my school system, I just learned about all I remember of what we learned about anatomy, we learned about human anatomy, and all I remember of it was like us giggling in 6th grade at the word like rectum. Like, I just remember learning about rectum, and there was like something where you watch a baby poop and like the camera goes inside the baby's body so you can see what's going on in like the cells inside their intestines and the poop, and I just remember a lot of poop. So I don't remember anything about mules. So I think that's pretty cool. I didn't know that animals could, like, I didn't know that 2 different species of animals could make babies. So, you know, I think that's pretty neat. There was one that sounded really cool. There was like a tiger crossed with a cat. So it was like a very gentle tiger. I don't know. But it sounds like it's really horrible for the animal. So like you shouldn't like try to get those, because it's like, but it sounds like a nice animal if you ever just come across one in the wild. So yeah. And then the other question, she said, can we have more than one question? If so, I want you to tell me about your favorite Legend of the Seeker Sisterhood. So I don't know if you mean sisterhood, like sisterly relationship, actual relationship between sisters, or like big group of women, united by weird sex magic? Because Legend of the Secret has all of those. So, probably the Mord Sith would be my favorite sex magic group because, it's horrible. I mean, they're united by abuse and, that it's like, and it's stigmatizing BDSM, and there's so much about it that's problematic, but they're really entertaining to watch, and there's just so much potential for good stories, as we know with Kara and Denna, and Dahlia, my beloved Dahlia, and Triana. I mean, I love the Mort Sith, and like, and I guess, it was just always so interesting to me, the concept of Kara and Dahlia, that the concept of two Mord Sith who knew each other before they were Mord Sith, it's like they kept their human relationship through their training, and it's like the training's supposed to rip away all your human relationships, like their final task is to like kill their father or whatever, right? And Kara and Dahlia were childhood friends, and they became Mord Sith together, and you see Kara is so different from the other Mord Sith because she's been conditioned so carefully to just rigidly obey Lord Rawl. And then when she turns, it's not because she's trying to do the right thing by Lord Rawl, it's because she finds out that her sisters have all been killed. She's in the, she flashes forward to the future. She finds out that Triana's dead, and her face just falls because she loves Triana, even though Triana doesn't love her, And, like, that's unique among the Mord Sith for her to still have these loyalties that were supposed to be beaten out of her, towards, like, her comrades instead of just towards her master. So, like, Kara and Dahlia, like, I love their relationship, and I think it shows that there really is, like, a sisterhood there beneath all the horribleness, and I still think it's messed up that they just erased Dahlia from existence and then were like, yeah, and Kara is exactly the same person. Like, that makes no sense. She wouldn't be the same person without Dahlia there to make the Mord Sith training a little less dehumanizing. Just a little less, but that little less is still like, that's how she emotionally survives. Dahlia. Love. Okay. I'm really embarrassed that I keep talking about this stuff, though. It's like, I'm like, every canon is like, yeah, horrible stuff happens, but there's love, and I'm happy. And then in terms of sisters, I guess I don't really care about, like, Kara and the Knee. I don't really care about them, and I don't really care that much about Richard and his sister. I want his sister and Caitlin to, like, hook up, because, like, his sister's immune to magic, and that would be cool, because then Caitlin doesn't have to worry about confessing her. But, like, I don't really care about, like, him and her as brother and sister. So I guess the real thing is, like, the sisterly relationship between Caitlin and Kara, which I think was very well developed, but yeah. And Denna should have a sister. That would be a good story for season 3. The season 3 that doesn't exist. Denna's sister. And I already told you what I liked about you, so yeah, I also like how you always bring up that I can't tell animals apart, and tell me about things about animals I didn't know and then make fun of me. That's something I really like a whole lot. Yeah.